little bit less than a week from now, the first day of SEGE, Southeast Game Exchange, will be wrapping up. And I'm not even sure how to put it. Let's put it this way. We almost didn't go this year. And I'm really thinking that depending on how much I enjoy it and how much entertainment and I think the most fun's going to come from meeting other people, talking with people that I've seen there previously and so on. That's where the most enjoyment comes from these conventions now. I'm not hunting much for games. I'd say 90% of the people that they invite, and I don't know how it all works out, but pay for to show up there don't matter to me. Like the voice actors and whatnot, don't. Just, I don't get it. Like photos $20 to $40, autographs 40, 50. I'm looking at the site right now. $65 if it's a comic book for some of them, depending on who they are. And there's 17 of those. And to my understanding, like the convention covers everything, including if they don't make enough money from autographs and whatnot. So the $50 price for this weekend, or for next weekend, part of that is because the voice actors and those special guests may not make enough from autos and all of that and photographs, so they are subsidized by the convention itself. And I don't know if I feel like the $50 is worth it anymore. Not only that, but there's 50 creator guests that they're inviting, so that also includes I don't know if it's for all of them, if they get paid room and board and food, and I know if they're traveling far, I imagine the traveling is covered. And I know this is for every convention. I'm not just picking on SEGE. I know it's the same for Southern Fried Gaming Expo, which was the first convention that we went to, and we went to that one year. The next year we went back to SFGE, and then we went to SEGE when we found out about it. And SEGE used to be my favorite convention, and this year I was not feeling it. Like I'm looking forward to going, but I'm not excited. I used to be excited to go to these things. I'm planning on taking some games and maybe some other stuff to try to trade, but what I'm looking for is so minimal that and I'm only looking for it, not just like, where is it, let me see if I can find it, because most of the stuff there doesn't interest me anymore. So I don't know. I don't know if the $50 is justified for me. This is all personal choice. But also, since I go with my wife, that's $100 for us for the weekend. And if my daughter hadn't been working, she would be going with us too, and so that would be $150 plus room and board. And thankfully, the thing that really clinched it this year was we were able to find hotel rooms for just under $100 a night. But we're only staying 2 nights instead of 3, so we will leave after the convention ends on Sunday, or if we don't shut it down, we'll just leave the convention and start heading home. And I mean, the price of admission used to be a lot better. It went up when they went to 3 days. I don't know if the 3 days is worth it. SFGE was always 3 days when we started going, and I don't know. Like, what makes the conventions worth it to y'all? Is it the hunting? Because the hunting phase is a lot of it is over for me. I got my Master System US set, which I am thinking about breaking up and just keeping the stuff that I really want. And there's games that I have on the Master System that I've also got on the Mark III. And do I need both? Probably not. Looking through, I need to go through my Genesis collection and get rid of the carts that I don't really care about. Because I started picking up stuff for the Evercade, I've got games, they might be arcade versions of games on these that I have on the Genesis, and if there's no particular attachment to the Genesis version, might let those go. But I mean, the thing that's was like, okay, I want to go to SEGE because there are several people, not among the creator guests or the, I don't know, what do they call these other people, the special celebrity guests, which I don't know any of them, except for David Wise, because we saw him at Rocket City Retrofest. And then the creator guests, there's a handful of them that I'm familiar with, and I don't know. I wish it was cheaper, but I mean, these days we all wish things were cheaper. But so I didn't write it down, but so it's $100 for us to go to the convention, just to go to the convention. It's a 3.5 hour trip. We'll say it's $100 to get up there for gas and come back. We'll be generous with that. $100 there and back, so that puts it at $200. You're looking at another $200 for the room, so we're already up to $400. And you know, if I'm not looking for games and not going to get good deals because I'm not looking for games at the convention, it's like, is it really worth it? Because we're at $400. And yes, you'd have to eat food, you know, if you're at home or if you're at this convention, but food you make at home is cheaper than what you get when you go out and buy it like that. So when you're eating out for, we'll say 2.5 days, and actually we'll just say that it's $10 more expensive per meal. So, you know, 30, 60, we'll say 8 meals, so $80 with that. So we're at $500. I don't know. I really don't know if, and it's this particular convention, because I know that my wife and I are looking forward to Really Rad Weekend in November. It's near her birthday, but that convention has always felt, and I think we've only gone 2 or 3 times, but has always felt like a vacation with a convention. Whereas SEGE doesn't have that feel. SEGE is just a convention. Southern Fried Gaming Expo was a convention. And we had always looked at Southern Fried Gaming Expo was about playing games, because the arcade hall, they've got pinball table set up, and they have the open play for lots of consoles, and then they got all the tournaments, but I've never taken part in any of the tournaments. But they've also got people that are playtesting board games. So if you're into board games and card games, that's really fun. Actually just did the backer kit for a game that we played last year at SFGE, and hoping to get that before the end of the year. Like when she and I sat down and played it, and they walked us through it last year. I'm trying to pull up Kickstarter so I can see. Can't remember, it was like Beehive or something. Like, we would have paid for the game then and there if they'd had it. It was a good game. So we're looking forward to that one. But so SFGE has always been, about playing games, or more about playing games than SEGE, which is buying games. And since I'm not buying a ton of games anymore, like, is it worth it? And then would it be worth it to go for a day, go take the 7-hour round trip to go up there for a day? But the day prices are just half of what the 3-day price is. So if we were going to go for 2 days it doesn't really make sense because it's the same price as for all 3 days, which is kind of unfortunate. Except for Saturday. Saturday is $35. Friday or Sunday is $25, and then the whole thing is $50. SFGE is $90 for all three days, and you have to pay for parking. There's a lot of associated costs with the with going to a convention, and everyone has to make up their own mind on, okay, is it worth it for me to pay the price that it takes to go to the convention? Because again, it's not just the price of entry. Logging into Kickstarter. And for SEGE, I'm just not sure it is. We really enjoyed Rocket City Retro Fest, so we'll probably go to that one for the entire weekend next year. And I'm subscribed to the Discord server for SFGE, and they had a block of rooms open up at convention pricing. That was still $200 a night, and this is in Atlanta, so yes, things are gonna cost a little bit more. But it's just like it's getting to the point where it's just like monetarily, it's not worth it. Like the value, and it's not just monetarily, but the value's not there. Like SFGE, the value's not there to stay at the hotel or even try to get a B&B or something and stay for the entire thing. Because when $90 per person for 3 days, and I think when we go up on Sunday, it's going to be $30. So it's going to be $90 for all three of us to go, because the Munchkin's going to be able to make it to that one. But okay, so SFGE, the B game is what it was called. Expected to get delivered end of the year. But that was a really fun board game, and it's fun testing out the board games and talking to people. There's a mech game that has been there the last couple years. Hopefully they're there this year. I don't know if they had a Kickstarter. I may have missed it. But SFGE is playing games. SEGE is buying games, which there's nothing wrong with that. But like, do you all think about the price that is associated with it? Or you just figure that, room and board, whatever, food, whatever. Because I didn't really used to worry about it when I was collecting heavily. Last year, it wasn't a thing. I was like, yeah, I'm going to take up over 70 games to trade out and to get other stuff that I really wanted out of stuff that I didn't really matter to me. I don't know. It was a bit of a struggle this year, and it's strange because it hadn't been previously. But maybe it was because the price of everything is going up, so I'm paying more attention to it. But I think it really has to do that I'm not looking for a lot of physical retro games for my collection. I mean, I'm hoping I find some Evercade carts there. Some of the legacy ones that don't cost an arm and a leg, because even those, once they hit legacy, they can get jumped from that $30 new price point to double, triple, quadruple for some of them. Which really might be a thing with the Sony PlayStation news. But, how do you guys put a value on going to and attending a convention? Like if I could get invited as a guest, that'd be great, because that would offset part of that cost, even if it's just the cost of entry. But is it, we go to those 4 conventions. I guess we will go to those 4 conventions this year for the first time, because Rocket City Retro Fest, which was Game Jam South, was always at a time when we couldn't go previously. And I'd still like to make it out to Retro Rick's convention, and that would probably be one day there and back. Talking with a buddy about either Long Island Retro Expo or Retro World Expo. And those may be, one day there and back. Could pay for a flight to get up to New York or Connecticut. I believe is where those are. But that would be go hang out with a buddy and go to the conventions, because that's one of the things that makes these things great, is the people that you meet and you hang out with. The vendor that I got James Buster Douglas boxing from, every year that I go up there, I make sure that I find him and talk to him, just because it's a cool story for retro collecting. How I came across that. I still need to actually put out a video about it. I recorded something shortly after getting it and didn't like it and hadn't done it again. But I don't know. I mean, it's for me, it's starting to get to the point where the math doesn't add up. Like these, I don't know. Maybe it's frustration of, like, I know some of my ticket price is to get all of these people there, and it doesn't matter to me that they're there. I know it does to some people, and it may just be that I'm in that grumpy old man stage. But I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, what is it to you? How do you put the value on it? Like I said, maybe it's just because I'm not collecting as heavily. I had a list of games that I wanted last year. I've got very few games on that list now. Shadowrun for the Genesis, but if I can't find it for less than $60 complete, oh well. I'd like to pick up a SEGE Scope, the SEGE Scope 3D box set. It could be without console in it. It could just be an empty box, and if I could get that for cheap, I'd be all right with that, because I think I have all the stuff to put into the box. But other than that, like, that's kind of it. I was collecting for Game Gear. Like, I'm done. I'm actually trying to get out of collecting in general. I'm not collecting games to collect games. I'm buying games to play them. I'm trying to get more to the... I'm a gamer more than a collector. Even though I'm going to hold on to my physical games, but I collect Master of the Universe stuff, Lego. But I'm really interested to hear y'all's thoughts. Am I just getting to be that ornery old man, or the angry old man, get off my grass? Or, I don't think retro gaming is overpriced. I think some of the games are, for sure. But the average price and median price, according to price charting, for most consoles is quite affordable. Most of them, it's $20 and under. But a big thing for me is $60 is the most I'll pay for something, for a retro game. And if something is outside that price, I am fine with not having it. And I think that's something a lot of people need to do, is to be able to be okay with that. If you're not set collecting, set your price, whatever it is to you. I picked $60 because that's what, a lot of the games, the higher end games, were in the 16-bit era. So $60 just seemed like a good price, and I've just stuck to it. Sort of, kind of, with the exception of James Buster Douglas boxing. That was a trade, and maybe I'll record that next. But yeah, love to hear y'all's thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun jazz. And let me know what conventions you've been to. How'd you like them? How'd you enjoy them? How do you find the value in those conventions? Because the conventions now are the people I meet, not the games I find. I think early on it was the games, except for Southern Fried, because the first year I went to Southern Fried, their vendor selection was very small. But again, play games for Southern Fried. Their vendor section's gotten bigger and bigger every year since, and that was 2018, I believe. But thanks again, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Staying as cool as you can. Don't run the AC too low, and run up that electric bill too much. Oh, looking forward to it cooling off. But everyone, take care, have fun, be kind to one another, stay safe, keep it retro, or 360. God bless, and we will catch you all later.